Samco Flexi Fund, a new fund offer. Should you invest in this mutual during the NFO offer period? Hi, I'm Ramalingam from holisticinvestment.in. We help individual investors like you to take right financial and investment decisions to reach your financial goals faster and smarter. Samco, who is Samco? Does it look like a new name in the mutual fund industry? Yes, you are right. Samco is the newest player in the mutual fund industry. Samco Securities, they wanted to start the mutual fund business. They started an asset management company and launched Samco Flexi Fund as their very first fund. To analyze this fund, what kind of information do we need? To analyze this fund, we have to understand the key features and investment objectives of this fund so that we can analyze this fund and decide whether to go for this or go against this. We have to decide. So first, let us understand the key features, investment objectives, and what is so unique about this fund. Let us understand. The issue is getting opened on 17th January 2022 and the NFO will close on 31st January 2022. Immediately after the closure, that is on 31st January 2022, within 5 days, the fund will reopen for regular purchase and sale. Key features, it is an equity fund. It is a fund which will invest predominantly in shares in stock market. The minimum investment as a lump sum investor, rupees 5,000 is the minimum investment. As an SIP investor, minimum investment is rupees 500 per month. There is no entry load as per SEBI regulation. There is an exit load of 2% if you are withdrawing before 2 years. Sorry, withdrawing before 1 year. If you are withdrawing between 1 year to 2 years, then there will be an entry load of 1%. If you are withdrawing after 2 years, there is no exit load. Now we have understood the key features of this policy. Let us understand what is the investment objective of this fund. It is an open-ended equity fund scheme, means it will invest in share market. The aim of this fund is to generate long-term capital growth. The aim is not to generate regular income. The aim is to generate long-term capital growth. And number two, it is an actively managed portfolio. It is not a passively managed fund. It is not an index hugging fund. It is an actively managed fund. It is going to invest in Indian and foreign equity instruments. Yes, this fund can have exposure to global equity as well. Minimum 65% they will invest in Indian equity. Maximum they can invest 35% in global equities. This fund can invest across market capitalization. There is no restriction for this fund to invest only in large cap or mid cap or small cap. Depends upon their own market outlook, their investment philosophy, their investment theme. They can choose to invest in any kind of capitalization. They can have large cap overweight at some point in time. Later on, they can make it small cap overweight for portfolio. So it depends upon their outlook on the market. They can change the capitalization of the fund. What is so unique about this fund? There are so many flexi cap funds available in the market. What is so unique about this fund? So Samco Flexi Cap Fund claims their unique feature as this. This fund will use a new metric called active share that shifts from the traditional benchmarking and focuses on heavily stress tested companies. Such test is conducted considering several key parameters like corporate governance, cash flow, and balance sheet. Such parameters can help to shortlist the portfolio like 40 to 50 stocks from top 100 companies in India. Yes, though Samco claims this as their unique investment strategy, Most of the fund houses will have an investment strategy. They will claim that as their own unique investment strategy. They will also analyze corporate governance, cash flow, balance sheet, all other parameters, right? So though Samco claims this as their unique salient feature, but it is not so unique in our opinion. We have understood the key features of this policy now. Now we are ready to analyze this policy. What kind of strategy we are going to apply to analyze this fund? Simple strategy is what we are going to apply to analyze this fund. First, we will list down, analyze the potential merits of this fund. After we analyze the merits of this fund, let us analyze what are the potential demerits of this fund. Then we can check up which outweighs the other, merits or demerits. Then based on that, we can take a call. First, let us look at the potential merits of this fund. This fund gives you exposure to Indian equities as well as global equities. So you will have exposure to other countries' shares as well. Your portfolio will not be limited only to Indian stocks. It will be exposed to global equity as well. This is an equity oriented fund, so it has got growth potential. This can give you a risk premium return. This can give you a better risk adjusted return. This can give you inflation beating returns provided you are staying in this fund for a long term. All right, growth potential seems to be higher if you are staying in the fund for long term. Because this fund can invest across market capitalization, there is a better diversification possibility. You are not limited to invest only in large or mid or small. You can invest across all these capitalizations. So a better diversification possibility is there. So there is a better possibility to balance risk and return with this particular fund. This fund also enjoys a dynamism because of its flexible nature. If the fund manager thinks large cap is going to do well, he can go overweight on large cap. If he thinks small cap is going to do well, he can immediately shift to small caps and go overweight on small cap in his portfolio. So dynamically, he will be able to manage this portfolio because there is no restriction for him to stick to one capitalization, or there is no limits given for him to invest in any capitalization. He can flexibly, dynamically manage the fund. So these are all the different merits of this particular fund. Now let us move on to analyze the demerits, potential demerits of Samco Flexi Cap Fund. As this is an NFO, there is no track record. As there is no track record, we are not able to evaluate how this fund has handled past market volatility, what kind of alpha this fund has generated, what kind of standard deviation or beta this fund has got. Based on that, we'll be able to project and see how they'll be able to handle future volatility, what kind of alpha they'll be able to generate. That we are not able to do. Also, there is no underlying portfolio to evaluate. If the fund has a portfolio, then we can understand their stock picking skills, what kind of portfolio they have, what kind of portfolio mix they have. That we will be evaluated. We are not able to do it because there is no underlying portfolio. It is a new fund. This is the first fund from Samco. If Samco has got already 3 equity funds and this is the 4th fund, at least we can go and check how the other 3 existing funds are doing well before investing in this fund. But even that is not possible because this is the very first fund from Samco. So we don't have a track record and portfolio for this fund. Also, we don't have a track record for this fund house at all. Right? So we are completely taking a blind risk. We are not able to take any calculated risk. There is no scope for calculation here. This is the major demerit of this particular fund. There are few other generic demerits. This fund can be aggressive for some investors because this fund can go overweight on mid cap and small cap at some point in time. So it may not be suitable for conservative investors. As this fund invests in other country shares, then this brings geopolitical risk. Political and economical situation of the other country in which this fund invests also affects the fund performance. As an investor, being an Indian investor, you may be good at tracking Indian politics and Indian economy. We may not be good at tracking other countries' politics and economy. So this fund takes geopolitical risk because 35%, up to 35% can be invested in overseas market. That overseas currency depreciates, then it can eat the returns of the fund. So this fund also takes the currency risk to the extent of 35% of the portfolio. In this particular category, Flexi Cap fund category, there are other funds launched by different mutual fund companies which has got a proven track record, good track record. So they have tested and proven track record. Funds are available. So compared to those funds, why do we choose this Samco Flexi Cap fund? That question is not answered. So because there is no track record, there is no existing funds from this mutual fund company. On the other hand, there are mutual fund companies which are running successful flexi cap funds with good track record. We can also check their portfolio. So what stops us from choosing the existing flexi cap funds? Nothing. At times, like there can be a misconception or myth that this fund is available for 10 rupees, so it is cheaper, which is basically old myth or misconception. A fund which is 10 rupee, a new fund, or an existing fund with 100 rupee, if they both have the same portfolio, then if the market goes up, then their portfolio will go up by 10%. 10 rupee fund will become 11, 100 will become 110. So your portfolio ultimately will go up only by 10%. Because you are buying at an NFO doesn't mean you are buying it for a cheaper throwaway price. No. So nothing stops you from investing in a tested and proven fund. So these are the demerits of this particular fund. As we have listed down the number of merits and number of demerits, I think it is obvious that demerits are outweighing the potential merits. So do we have to invest in Samco Flexi Cap fund? Because of its blind risk nature, it is better to avoid this fund. Someone who wants to invest in Flexi Cap fund, then I would suggest, especially in Samco Flexi Cap fund, if you want to invest, please wait. The fund can reopen and have a portfolio. You can look at the portfolio. Also, if you could wait for some more time, we'll be able to see the track record of this fund. That will give us some kind of confidence whether to go for this fund or not. If you want to invest in Flexi Cap fund, then for time being, why don't you choose the existing proven funds which has got a good track record? So Samco Flexi Cap fund during NFO period, please avoid. If you have any specific questions related to this particular fund or any other investment options, feel free to book a free appointment with our financial planner. The link for free registration is given below this video. If you like to attend insightful investment webinars, again in the description box there is a registration link. We organize regular free insightful investment webinars. Please fill the registration link and attend our next webinar. If you like this video, please share it with your friends. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you will not miss any of our future videos. Thank you. Bye.